Live from Dolphin Soccer Park on the campus of the College of Staten Island, CSI Sportsnet is proud to welcome you into NCAA Division II women's soccer coverage exclusively on Flow College. Playing in their 2025 conference opener, the College of Staten Island Dolphins host the Redhawks of Roberts Wesleyan University. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Joe Foreman, joined on the call by Nick Durst. And Nick, the push for the first ever Division II playoff berth in the history of women's soccer starts today.
It certainly does, Joe. The team is looking to start off great here in the ECC, but this is what it comes down to. The top 6 in the ECC make the postseason, and the Dolphins have never finished higher than 7th in the conference standings. They have the most conference wins in a season as a member of ECT is just 2, so obviously need to double that and some. But this is the best opportunity for the team to make the playoffs. But the last best opportunity came in 2022 season, but they were eliminated with a loss to Damon. And in the second to last match of the season, they lost 4-1.
Despite the Dolphins' struggles last year, the team remained alive in the ECC playoff chase until mid-October. But following a 1-0 loss to this Redhawks team, 2 matches that the team really needed to win came against Stack and Deauville. They tied with the Spartans, and a loss to the Saints on Senior Day eliminated CSI from playoff contention last year. But shifting our focus back to the history between Roberts and CSI, what does the all-time series between these two sides look like?
Well, it doesn't look too good for the Dolphins right now. Roberts is unbeaten against CSI, 4-0 in their history of the two teams playing each other. CSI has never scored more than a single goal in a match against Roberts, and in the last 2 meetings, the Redhawks won 1-0.
And looking at the early results for the Dolphins this year, the team has found themselves being outshot even in victory. However, their last outing against St. Michael's saw the Purple Knights register 45 shot attempts and 25 on goal. That game is obviously an outlier, but it has to be a concern for the Dolphins to immediately face another team that has outshot them by a wide margin during their previous meetings.
Yes, Joe. Roberts is a plus 10 or better in shot attempts in all 4 matches against CSI, while the Dolphins are minus 69 in shots this season, 86-17. The odds not in their favor there. And Oksana Zarina set single-game saves records against St. Michael's with 22 saves in that last game. That was incredible.
Not necessarily the circumstances where you'd like to see that record set, but as you said, Nick, an outstanding performance by Zahirna in that Dolphins loss. But the Dolphins will be looking to bounce back from Wednesday's result as they open conference play against Roberts Wesleyan University. A surprise announcement that really had the surprise ruined yesterday, Nick. We actually released it on CSIDolphins.com. So for those who didn't check out the website, a surprise announcement along with some exclusive video content created by yours truly. Coming up next after this break, stay tuned.
We've learned a lot from him, and we've probably learned more from him than he's learned from us.
I think they're a real important part in my life. I can't describe it. It feels amazing.
Team Impact is a national nonprofit that connects kids living with serious and chronic illness with college athletic teams, forming lifelong bonds and life-changing outcomes.
What's your favorite subject?
Math.
spread the word about Team Impact, you have the power to change lives.
And we are back here on CSI Sportsnet. Joe Foreman and Nick Durst rejoining you as the College of Staten Island women's soccer team opens their conference schedule against Roberts Wesleyan University. And while this is a big game for the Dolphins on the pitch, this is also a big day for another reason. The official announcement actually came yesterday, but today will mark the final game in the head coaching tenure of Alex Mendolia. This season was his third as head coach of the women's soccer program, and there is more information on where he's headed over at csidolphins.com. Go check that out. We'll give you a bit of a teaser. It is a position with the U.S. women's national team, so go check that out. And of course, we wish Alex all the best moving forward. But with all that being said, I have to admit, nobody was more responsive to emails than Alex, and anything that I needed from him or the women's soccer team, I always had it immediately throughout his tenure. Few did more to make my job easier when I was managing the NCAA submissions and the website alongside broadcasting duties, and I always appreciated his going above and beyond for the student athletes, whether it was bag tags, team community service outings, or special projects like the one that we are about to show you in a moment. Alex and the rest of his staff always did things the right way. All of us here at CSI wish Alex the best, but we can't let him leave without a brief preview of something I've been working on for the team. It's good that the coaching staff and I share a similar sense of humor because it made this project that much more fun to work on. Exclusive for our audience on Flow, here's a sneak peek of Top Chef Dorm Edition featuring women's soccer.
Stop and Shop, Year 2, Top Chef, Dorms Edition. Here we go. We're here. You know the deal. 5 pasta dishes. Here we go.
Reveal our
Get ready.
pasta dish that I picked out.
You can begin by opening your pasta item now. Go.
What is it? Yes! All right, wait, what did we get?
We are back at Dolphin Cove. The ladies are inside, about to make their 5 pasta dishes. They have 1 hour to complete the challenge. That's simple.
The teams have now returned to Dolphin Cove, where they will have 1 hour to complete their pasta dish. They will be graded in 4 areas: flair, creativity, presentation, and taste. A member of each team will also be assigned one of 5 roles: the boiler, the chopper, the content creator, dish assembly, and dish presenter.
1 hour begins now. Go! 1 hour.
Skeptical of each team's punctuality, head chef Alex checks in with the teams over at Dolphin Cove.
Squirrel,
What's up?
what's going on over there?
I mean, we're almost done.
Ah, okay. Well, you have 21 minutes and 56 seconds.
Oh, we're already in the building. We're downstairs. We're already in the building.
Oh, okay. We'll see you soon.
I guess, yeah.
Hello, Sarah. How's it going? How's it going over there?
We're already here.
Where is here?
We are walking into the lounge right now.
Oh my. See you then. Yes.
Each team will now present their dish to the judges. They will describe their dish, and then sous chefs Sal, Joe, and V will assess each dish, along with head chef Alex. Then the judges will reveal the winner.
Alright, so today we have bow tie pasta with some handmade pesto sauce with nuts that we've been harvesting.
No! You put nuts in it?
It's pine nuts.
Pesto is pine nuts. Pesto is pine nuts.
He's allergic.
Oh!
No way. Holy shit.
Oh, no, he's not. He had it last year.
You okay? Thanks, Leah.
I told you we should have said there was nuts.
Gotcha.
I told you he's fine. He had pine nuts last year, Sarah.
No, I'm right. The podcast that uncovers the origin stories of some of the biggest names in sports, media, and entertainment. Nick Durst here along with Joe Calabrese.
Here we are, 200 episodes later, got 150 episodes with guests, our friends, soon to be your friends.
Well, it's pretty clear, Joe, that it's all about You Know I'm Right, the podcast. That's my You Know I'm Right moment. Wanted to do a podcast, and everyone was like, what are you, crazy? Who's going to listen? You're not going to get guests. Well, guess what? I'm the best when it comes to getting guests. You can vouch for that.
I am so happy that you asked me to do this. I couldn't have been more thrilled. And follow us on socials, check us out. I promise you, if you want to work in media, whether you work in media now, whether you want to quit your job and work in media, come to us, and I promise you, we will get you on the right foot.
That's what it's all about, uncovering the origin stories of some of the biggest names in sports, media, and entertainment. Keep it locked on You Know I'm Right.
The Kettle Black on Staten Island, a top 5 wing joint in America by Food and Wine magazine. Serving daily lunch and dinner at the bar or on the floor. Perfect for family and group parties with top shelf drink and delicious food. From great times with good friends. Live sports and watch parties. To Staten Island's hottest nightlife. The Kettle Black features live music and DJs weekly. The Kettle Black features daily and nightly food and drink specials. The best Staten Island has to offer is at the Kettle Black. We'll see you there at the Kettle Black, located on 415 Forest Avenue, Staten Island.
And we are back from Dolphin Soccer Park. Joe Foreman rejoining you alongside Nick Durst on the call of today's conference opener for CSI Dolphins women's soccer. They take on the Redhawks of Roberts Wesleyan University. It is also the conference opener for Roberts as conference play begins throughout the entire ECC this afternoon. The Dolphins looking for their first Division II postseason berth. They come in 1-2-1. The Redhawks at 2-1-1. And unfortunately, our wireless internet not cooperating. But, Nick, I think you do have the starting lineup. So why don't you bring those starting lineups to us now?
Yes, Joe. First for Roberts Wesleyan, the goalkeeper, number 0, Rebecca Hoffman. Then we have the senior forward, number 2, Alyssa Hackett. Number 3 is the senior midfielder, and that is Kara Choate. Number 6, the sophomore forward, Mackenzie Hagan. Number 7 is the sophomore defenseman, and that is Elena Chariot. Number 11, the sophomore defenseman, Olivia Hollett. Number 14, the senior defenseman, Cami Brescia. Number 15 is the senior defenseman, Emma Taylor. Number 21, the senior midfielder, Larissa Johnston. And number 22 is the junior midfielder, Adria Ariola. And number 24, the senior forward, Ella White. Now for your CSI Dolphins, in numerical order, number 1, the goalkeeper here is Brianna Dorr. Number 2 is the midfielder, Sabrina Dorr. Number 3 is the freshman forward, Phoebe Osula. Number 5 is the freshman forward defenseman, Millie Hunt. Number 7, the freshman midfielder, it is Isabella Schley. Number 12 is midfielder junior Gabriela Castro. Number 15 is the freshman forward, and that is Anika Jurek. Number 18 is the sophomore defenseman Rachel Charsky. Number 19 is the sophomore midfielder Riley Hammond. Number 21 is the junior forward Caitlin Thompson. And number 30 is the graduate student defenseman Mazzy Cirinelli.
All right, thank you, Nick. And that brings us to kickoff here at Dolphin Soccer Park. For women's soccer, this is their third time taking the pitch here at home. For us on Sportsnet via Flow College, it is broadcast number 4 on the season as we have the start of this conference opener between the Dolphins and the Redhawks. CSI will possess it first, and they face immediate pressure in the midfield as Hammond was forced to retreat, got it off her foot, and that ball traveled over the touchline. It will be a Dolphins throw. Off the throw, ball volleyed along the midfield stripe, headed back the other way. Nearly a takeaway by the Redhawks, but the Dolphins again are able to clear. This time it is off of a Redhawks defender, and the Dolphins throw again. CSI now forced to play it back into the 18. They send it near side. Castro met immediately, avoids a challenge, and moves up into the midfield. And the Redhawks finally do get that takeaway. Areola plays it into the attacking third, but again, several Dolphins there to deny. Here comes Johnston now. Soft through ball up ahead, cleared away by the Dolphins. It is rolling toward the touchline, and very quickly CSI concedes the game's first corner.
Despite the fact that CSI is coming out with the most possession time here, the whole game has been in the back of their zone here, so Redhawks looking to take advantage.
It's tough when an aggressive pressing team forces you into retreat immediately off the kickoff. Corner kick on the way, center of the box, directed toward goal, volleyed on goal, and saved.
You couldn't ask for a better corner kick than that if you're Roberts Wesleyan, but a nice job by the Dolphins to come away with the save.
Looked like that one was volleyed overhead off of contact toward goal. Initially played by the body of a Red Hawk, and then out of the air it was sent overhead and into the arms of Dorr. Dolphins continue to rotate goalkeepers. Zahirna and Dorr effectively have alternated starts so far this year as the Redhawks nearly had a takeaway, but good job there by Thompson to get possession back for CSI. Dorr with it, working toward the center of the pitch, and her pass ends up on the foot of Kara Choate. Choate working toward the far side, sends one top of the box. Good first touch onto the foot of another attacker, but it was taken away from Hagan, rolling toward the touchline and kept in by the Dolphins.
Nice job there along the line there.
It was a good first touch by Ella White, got it right onto the foot of Mackenzie Hagan, but Hagan had it taken away. I believe it was Charsky on the tackle. Redhawks now look to work in the midfield. They play it toward the center of the pitch. Ball now on the near side. Hackett works past Castro into the attacking third. Hackett met by two Dolphins now. Gave it up, got it back, and drew a foul.
First foul of the game here. This is going to be a prime spot here for Roberts Wesleyan to take this free kick.
Hackett, who drew the foul, will take the free kick. Two Dolphins line up near the corner of the box. Most of the Redhawks gathered aligned with that back post, and that's where the cross goes, bodied away by a Dolphin and cleared.
Good job on defense there to clear that.
Redhawks work it right back into the attacking third. Pass was intercepted there by Hammond, who went down. Door with it. Looking for some space, won't find any. But the Dolphins do keep possession. Schlee back to Thompson and over to Castro. Her pass deflected. Fight for possession, and it goes to Roberts momentarily, but Thompson tracks it down. Hammond back to Charsky. And Charsky's pass off the mark, looking for Castro. Ball in the midfield with Roberts once again, volleyed in the air, headed by Charsky. And again, Roberts takes control along the midfield stripe. Brescia working into the attacking third, denied by Castro. And that ball up ahead to a streaking Jurek. Stayed in play, but not long enough for her to make a touch on it and turn back toward the field of play. Goal kick for Roberts.
A little physicality there as Jurek looked like she got a little shoved out of the way there. Nothing called, but just too strong of a pass there.
Just over 5.5 minutes gone by in this one. Still, officially, I think we're looking for our first shot. Now, it was really tough to tell. I thought the ball had been volleyed on goal by Roberts from in close, but officially, they're going to say a Dolphin was last to make contact with that one. So no shot there, and we're still waiting for our first shot attempt of the match. That pass up the pitch denied in the midfield by CSI, and an attempt to play it forward headed away by the Redhawks. Castro is down and back up again.
Holding her chest as she gets back to her feet.
Free kick Staten Island to be taken by Millie Hunt. It's taken quickly. Charsky up the sideline, and running out of room was Cirinelli. This is Jurek making a turn into the attacking third, looking for some space. Still trying to find some room, plays it toward the top of the box, and the Redhawks are forced to clear.
Dolphins now with a good opportunity to really go on the offensive here for the first time in the Redhawk zone.
Ball headed out of danger by Roberts, volleyed into the midfield, and headed back the other way by CSI. And two teams trade headers in the midfield as Charsky circles back toward her own net. Short pass over to Hunt. Back to Charsky. Charsky looking ahead. Found Dorr, but her pass was denied, and the Dolphins will reset. Collision there in the midfield. Asola absorbs that contact, but once again the Redhawks play it to that Dolphins back line. That one through Thompson in the midfield, and it was onto the foot of Brescia. Quick turn there by Hackett, beating her marker. Hackett playing White through, but a good defensive play there by Hunt on the takeaway.
Hunt on the hunt there. Gets the ball away from the attacker.
That's a big defensive play. If Hunt gambles and doesn't come away with that ball, it's big trouble.
Would have been a free shot at the net.
Redhawks have it along the far side in their own end. They play it back toward goal and onto the foot of their keeper, Rebecca Hoffman. Just short of 9 minutes gone by here in the first half. Still no score, still no shots.
Big difference between this and the last game for the Dolphins.
That is a welcome change for CSI. Thompson absorbing the contact from Choate. Physical defense, and Thompson gets that pass away onto the foot of Jurek.
Thompson impressive there with the box out to keep possession.
Hunt sends one ahead toward Dorr, but she runs out of room. .35.5 to go now in half number one. Roberts with it in the back once again. They work toward the far side, and that is not a good pass. Easily intercepted by Asola. Asola for Jurek. Jurek avoids one challenge and sends one into the box. Thought she might look for Schlee there, who had some room.
Yeah, not much going to happen with that attempt at the net.
It was tough to tell if that was an attempt to put one in the direction of Dorr or to put one toward goal. Either way, I don't think the end result was the intention. That one redirected right back onto the foot of Hollett. Hollett back to Hoffman again. Redhawks taking their time, but once they've crossed midfield, they've looked to work quickly. See if they do so again here, working up the far side. Short pass just across the midfield stripe. It was broken up, and the Redhawks volley ends up over the Dolphins bench for a CSI throw. Throw into the midfield, possession with the Dolphins. Thompson toward the near side, nobody home there. Easily taken by Hackett. Hackett works toward the center of the pitch. Short pass, closing in with Cirinelli. And Schlee was able to dispossess Areola in the midfield, but the Dolphins couldn't keep it. Ball on the foot of Choate now. Taken away by the Dolphins once again. They play it toward goal. This is Dorr. Dorr sends one into the midfield. And it's with Roberts. It stays with Roberts. Hackett. Shot blocked. At least I suspect that was a shot. Dolphins regain possession. Still facing some pressure in their own end. Dorr gave it away. Hackett with the heel. Getting to it was Brescia. Dorr had a brief takeaway, and she will come away with it. Jurek tried to take it for CSI, but couldn't get it away from Hollett. Now Roberts to work again on the plus side of midfield. That one sent toward the box. Charsky there waiting for it. Sends it across midfield, headed toward the Roberts goal, but a bit too much on it to give Jurek a chance. Possession with Roberts once again. 32.5 to go in half number one. That ball redirected over the touchline for a Redhawks throw.
Yeah, right off the foot of Hunt there.
Roberts with it again in the midfield. That ball over everybody. Cirinelli, the nearest Dolphin, gets to it, but quickly gives it away. White centers it, shot well above the frame, and that travels a long ways away.
That one's going to Victory Boulevard.
Second shot of the game, that attempt by Hackett was ruled a shot blocked. That one well beyond goal. Goal kick, Staten Island. That ball sent into the midfield by CSI. Two teams trade possessions here. And coming up to meet it was Cirinelli. This is Thompson. Thompson ahead toward Dorr, but that lane cut off. Choate, short pass. And again, the Dolphins take it, but cannot keep it. Throw in for the Red Hawks.
A lot of action in front of the Dolphins bench this whole match so far.
They've had quite a few clearances come their way early. Roberts with it again. Right at the midfield stripe. They play it toward the near side. Brescia. Quick give and go, but the give back off the mark, and the Dolphins will throw. Thompson wanted Dorr. And Dorr with the push will not get away with it. Not sure if she's protesting that she didn't foul her or if she's protesting there was retaliation to some contact against her.
I'm going to think maybe she's saying there's retaliation, but
yeah,
hard to tell from our angle.
Looked like a clear push. Red Hawks look to work out of their own end again, and the Dolphins take it away along the sideline. Cirinelli was pressured back and pressured into a giveaway. Chance here for Roberts now. They have some numbers, and they put one toward goal, and that one's not close.
Long distance shot attempt there.
Surprising to see them try a shot there.
Well, one thing's for sure with Roberts Wesleyan, they are going to be aggressive. We've seen it the whole game, immense pressure on the Dolphins defensively, and maybe what they're figuring with the amount of times they're getting the ball here, shooting eventually one's going to pay off.
Well, there's a look at the last shot, and while we were getting a look at that last one, they tried one more from a long way out. Once again, well above the frame, but a bit closer.
That one was closer.
It was closer.
A lot too far outside of the box.
Goal kick Staten Island after a pair of shots by the visitors. Dorr wanted Jurek, and the Red Hawks ran out of space there, sent it over the sideline for a Dolphins throw. Heavy traffic there, and Jurek went down, foul called. Thompson setting up to take this free kick. Clock stopped, or at least stopped running at 27:35. That'll happen every once in a while with the venue clock. Free kick on the way. Lands near the top of the box, headed away by Roberts. And Jurek finds Hammond. Hammond shot blocked. Hammond tries again into traffic. Dorr couldn't get a shot off, and the Red Hawks clear it. Thompson, though, kept it with CSI as the Dolphins nearly were able to put one on goal from in very, very close.
The Red Hawks with a big sigh of relief now.
Big time sigh of relief for Roberts there. The free kick didn't land in a very dangerous spot, but the first bounce that it took went toward goal, and from there it was a free-for-all in the box. Once we have a stoppage, maybe we'll get one more look at it. But the Dolphins knocking on the door with that last attempt. Though officially, I think they probably get credited with one shot in there, and it was Hammond who was credited with the lone shot. Red Hawks have it along the near side. Play back toward midfield. Brescia working toward the center of the pitch now. Had her pass blocked. Hammond over to Dorr. Dorr, short pass for Schlee. Schlee sends one soaring past everybody.
Yeah, that's the second time we've seen that now this afternoon. These long pass attempts by the Dolphins that end up going out and leading to a goal kick.
Here's a look at that last sequence from in close. The free kick got it started. There you see it land right near the top of the box. It skips in off the foot of Jurek. Shot by Hammond blocked, and maybe 2 tries by Hammond in there, but certainly no more than that. Under 25.5 minutes to go here in the first half. Easy takeaway for Castro, but she couldn't keep it. Ariola gave it up, and Hammond got a foot on it, but again, the Dolphins can't maintain possession. That ball up ahead toward Hackett. Hackett still with it, and Charsky finally gets in there. Charsky toward Jurek, and that was a good attempt. Kept off of Jurek's foot by the head of Hollett. Ball rolls over the far side, and Roberts will throw. Short throw into the midfield. Roberts again working out of their own end. Taylor toward the near side. This is Brescia. Choate. Short pass once again. And Ariola was forced to give it up. This is Hollett again. Dolphins have not conceded much room in the midfield. The Redhawks, once they've crossed about this area, have looked to be really aggressive, moving up the pitch quickly, but Dolphins have not conceded that area. It's been really tough for Roberts to work through the midfield.
Yeah, Dolphins seem to collapse over here in this area.
Yeah, it's once Roberts has gotten in this area where they've really dialed up the pressure. They've looked to shoot quite a bit as well.
Yep, long shot attempt probably upcoming here.
I would think that was a through ball. I thought that was a through ball attempt, but really tough, and there's some good crisp passing. Hackett may look to cross. She does, and nobody home. But you can see it. Once they get up into that final third, especially near the 18, they work very quickly, not wasting any time, giving the Dolphins no opportunity to recover if needed. A few shots on the board already for Roberts. The official tally 4. None of those on goal. Dolphins with a single shot by Hammond, and that shot was blocked. We're closing in on the midway point of half number 1. In fact, we're just beyond it. I have noticed as well, I'm going to try and see if we can correct it very quickly. I've noticed that our video has been skipping. That is not an issue we've had this year. So I want to take a quick look and see what the problem might be. I think I know where the issue is.
Well, as you do that, Joe, big corner kick coming here for the Dolphins, their first of the game.
All right, that should fix it. That should fix it. Now, what happens, and I'm not exactly sure what the reason for this is, and I'll elaborate in a moment, but I do believe that's corrected our problem. Corner on the way. Center of the box, rolling toward the near side. Hunt, good cross, on goal and in! Millie Hunt with a long strike. It gets over the arms of Hoffman, and the Dolphins go in front, 1-0.
Hunt hunting down that ball, and she just throws it to the net, maybe potentially hoping for somebody to knock in, but it goes right in the back of the net, and the Dolphins are on the board here, 1-0 with 21:36 left in the first half. What a goal by Hunt.
We'll get one more look at it right here. Millie Hunt with her first goal as a Dolphin. I can't say for certain that was the intent, Nick.
I think she was trying to just throw it to the net for somebody to
I agree.
headbutt it in.
I
agree. It was just perfectly placed that it went in. I think it even caught It caught Roberts Wesleyan by surprise. Rebecca Hoffman probably didn't expect it to go over her head into the back corner of the net.
When you get that kind of strike from one of your backs, you will certainly take it. But while we have a break, on the topic of our video, what happens is even though our cameras are shooting at 60 FPS, oftentimes production truck does not process the video at 60 FPS. So you have issues sometimes where despite the fact that you're shooting at 60, production truck only produces a frame rate between 55 and 58. So when you have a frame rate being produced that is less than the frame rate you're shooting at, you get those skips. What we do is drop our transmission. Instead of transmitting at 60, you can drop it down to transmit at 57, and then you'll get video free of those skips. So we should be good there, as the Dolphins immediately are forced to clear off the kickoff following their first goal.
I think we had some subs after that, but I see Mia Cole's in the game for the Dolphins now. I'm not sure who else subbed in or out.
Stephanie definitely on top of it next door.
There's Mia Cole now with the ball.
I know you'd be a fan, but we mentioned when Nick and I were on a broadcast earlier this year, we can't wait for the opportunity to say Cole with the goal.
Oh, that'd be nice.
And she's had a couple of really good chances. One of them was effectively one-on-one with the keeper. Another one from in close with a lot of bodies around her, but she had a chance from point-blank range in another game earlier this year. I believe that was the opener, and then in the second game against Chestnut Hill, she had a chance one-on-one with the keeper, but was denied in part due to a challenge from behind.
And Mia, one of the 13 freshmen on this team, so Coach Alex did a great job recruiting this offseason.
We'll get to hear from head coach Alex Mendolia at the half as Dorr off a good through ball looking for a shooting lane, can't find it. And again, Roberts on the defensive, forced to try and hustle out of their own end, but the Dolphins slow that down.
I can't see her number, but tremendous job there by the defender to break that up.
I believe that was number 15, Emma Taylor, back there. Under 20 minutes to go in the half. The Dolphins with a 1-0 lead. CSI taking their time working out of their own end here. Hunt found Dorr, and Dorr looking for Castro, put a little too much on it. That was cleared off of Castro and out of play for a Roberts throw. I hear them talking substitutions next door, Nick.
Well, between Joe and Stephanie, they definitely don't miss much.
I think they have some help from Sam on the sideline as well. They're on the phone. I can hear it through the wall.
Yeah, I know Angie's down there doing the official.
So Sam is up here? Or is she down there taking photos?
I think Sam might be down there too, but Angie's at the table in between the two benches. So
good luck, guys. Free kick Staten Island. And we saw them turn one of these into a chance earlier. This one sent toward goal and on target.
Wow.
Saved by Hoffman.
That was a great free kick.
Just over 18 minutes to go in the half. The Dolphins with a 1-0 lead. And we mentioned the success that Roberts has had against the Dolphins historically. 4-0 against CSI. The last couple decided by just a goal. 1-0 last year, 1-0 in 2023, 2-0 in 2022. And that goal scored by the Dolphins earlier in this half, their first against Roberts since all the way back in 2021. Dorr able to race toward the sideline and get to that ball. She looks to work toward the center of the pitch. Now that's a good ball toward Thompson. But again, just a bit too much on it as Thompson made a good run there down the center of the pitch.
Good job by Hoffman to come out of the net to grab that one.
I say it all the time. A big part of being a goalkeeper is being decisive when you come out to meet that ball. If you're not decisive there, all of a sudden you're in a position where you have to make a save because you can't come out late and get to that ball. As Roberts now working up the sideline, jockeying for position. They work into the attacking third, but attempted cross was knocked down. Strong challenge there by Charsky. Dolphins take possession and give it right back. Chance for a cross here. Center of the box, and the header attempt results in a big collision. Down goes Castro. And I think she took that header attempt to the side of her face.
Yeah, certainly some contact there for sure.
We'll have a look at that one from in close via our second camera. Louis Matrone rejoining us on the crew today, our engineer. Here's a look. That did not look pleasant, but fortunately Castro got right up and appears okay. Did not have to come out of the game.
Lou did a great job. He's all over those replays.
It's been a long time for Lou since he's been at the engineering desk, and I think we're going to see a bit more of him this year. Come basketball, we're going to have a crew of 3 every game. Soccer, we're using it effectively as training for our engineers on the new flow system, how to run those ads in conjunction with our production truck ads. The setup is a bit more in-depth this year. We have an extra monitor. We have a lot of extra wires, extra devices, but it all results in a much better broadcast. And come basketball time, we're going to have additional cameras, hopefully 3, at least the 2, but we are upgrading our second camera come basketball. I think what we're going to do is put that shopping cart together this week, get that to Alberto over in finance, and get that stuff ordered in time for basketball come the beginning of November. This new monitor, the last piece of the puzzle for us. Now that we confirm that's good, CSI can move forward with that purchase, and I can put this back in my bag with my personal equipment. Meanwhile, Roberts in the attacking third here. The Dolphins not conceding any space, and the Dolphins with a goal lead. I would suspect in this area of the field, there are going to be a lot of blue jerseys between the ball and goal. I don't think you're going to see many aggressive runs trying to break out and counter. I think instead the Dolphins will make sure they put as many bodies between the Red Hawks and goal as possible. For those who missed it, earlier this week, CSI Sportsnet was on the road for the first time this year. I was up in Springfield, Massachusetts, covering the men's soccer match at American International College. It was a thriller. The Dolphins thought they had a game-tying goal in the second half. Following an AIC red card, that goal was waved off. But after having one goal taken away, Wolfgang Alvarado delivered a second. That one counted. It tied the score at 1, and ultimately that would be the final score, 1-1.
And that's taken away there. But Wolfgang, he'll be on our CSI social media in the coming week as he'll be mic'd up before the game this afternoon. We'll be filming that.
Very nice, very nice. His Dolphin career off to a great start, but he is a junior. Came over to the College of Staten Island this year and already has a couple of goals, both of the game-tying variety. As that pass too wide for Dorr along the sideline. It's a throw-in for Roberts. A lot of great content that you produce over in the communications office, featuring our student athletes many times. Have to admit, Top Chef Dorm Edition, one of my passion projects. Once Alex told me about it, I could not wait to get started. As Roberts moves forward here in a dangerous attacking position. Choate shot just wide. Good strike there by Kara Choate, and it travels just wide of the post.
Well, what we've seen so far, Roberts, Wesleyan, Joe, is if they're within 5 to even 15 feet of the box, they're going to shoot if they have some space.
No hesitation to shoot from outside the 18, and we've seen quality strike there, and that second shot that traveled high was closer than the first, but I think that one is as close as they've come.
Some more subs. I see Emily Nagel has come into the game for the match for the Dolphins, and someone else came in as well, but did not catch their number.
If I recall, Coach Mendolia was a big fan of Emily Nagel's garlic bread from our Top Chef competition. Though I was invited to edit, and I
should have had us there to judge.
I was privileged to edit. Well, that's just it, Nick. They claim they knew I wasn't around. When they filmed it, I was not around. But
well, at least you didn't have to film it.
I was not extended the invite to judge. Not that I can have pasta anyway. Those days are over, unfortunately.
Yeah, last time I went out to eat with you, you had penne vodka, and you ran a commission for a month.
A month might be a bit of a stretch. You know, they say you are what you eat. I never believed them until I hit 30 years old, and it appears that my body had had enough at that point. It was eat whatever I want, whenever I want, however much I want for the first 30 years of my life. And much of that time and much of that eating came right here at the College of Staten Island.
Untaliable amount of chicken rolls.
Pretzels, all of those now, unfortunately, an artifact of the past for me. Roberts with it in the midfield. Quick turn there by Choate, and immediately she was met by Sarah O'Donnell. O'Donnell, the Dolphins' goal scorer against Chestnut Hill. That goes down as a game winner. Now, I know Lou caught it in his headset during the pregame. I'm not sure how much of our Top Chef feature you watched, Nick, but the team played a bit of a prank on Sarah during the Top Chef competition after she presented her dish and mentioned that they'd used pine nuts. Assistant coach and soon-to-be interim head coach Joe made the remark that Alex is allergic after he'd already had a bite. All of a sudden, the editor had the ambulance sirens blaring, and Coach Alex sold it. Eventually, they came out and said it was just a joke, as that through ball's a good one. Shot on goal and in. Kara Choate delivers the equalizer off a great setup on the through ball, and the Dolphin lead is now gone. We are level at 1 goal per side with 10:01 to go in the first half.
Choate really didn't get much on that shot, but she didn't have to because the net was open there, dribbled it in, and the game is tied here. As you did mention before, maybe the Dolphins are going to sit back a little and play defense, but now they have to go back on the aggressive here with a 1-1 tie.
It was Elena Weibel on the assist, a great through ball to set up Choate. And we are now even at 1 goal aside. Ball now in the midfield. Choate looked to send it ahead, but that pass intercepted by Cirinelli. Cirinelli, short pass to Rodriguez. It's sent back up in the air, knocked down by Cole. And Cole couldn't keep it on her foot. Here comes Roberts in the other direction. Weibel toward goal, but well wide.
Another shot attempt there. I mean, if this is a football field, they'd be shooting from the 30-yard line every time.
I made that remark during the game on Wednesday. That was an audio-only broadcast. The full video is available on Flow College via the American International live stream. But during that game, I mentioned how useful those football yard markers were in discerning distance.
Certainly.
Very easily you could take a look and let the audience know exactly how far out a particular shot came from. Very helpful stuff. Not a luxury we have here at the College of Staten Island, as much as we'd love to have football.
We do have flag football, though. Apparently we're the top-ranked team in the country.
Really?
Sal told me, top-ranked team. People are actually coming here from other states to play flag football.
Very interesting.
Undefeated. The team's never lost in its 2-year history.
Impressive stuff. I think you and I need to get on a call.
Sal, who I referenced, Sal Caruso, he kind of oversees the team with all the recreational sports as well.
At one point last year, they had a big event scheduled. It was a flag football showcase and the Dolphins had a couple of games they played during the showcase. However, there was rain, and the game fell on the same day as softball coverage, so we couldn't make it to cover.
Hopefully, we can make the next one.
Yeah, we'd certainly love to cover some women's flag football in the future, and that would add yet another sport to the portfolio that you and I have covered. And
it's only a matter of time before the ECC is making women's flag football an official sport.
That would be good stuff. And I think with the facilities here on campus, one day we could be looking at lacrosse in the future.
Well, I believe our other turf, multi-turf field, does have lacrosse
It does.
lines,
It
but
does.
only for men's.
Only for men's. Well, that won't
the
work.
men's markers, but get some spray paint to make it work.
Dolphins with a takeaway in the midfield. O'Donnell facing stiff pressure here and finally coughed it up.
Joe, you better hope that we don't get lacrosse anytime soon, because even though it's not your job, the stats for lacrosse would be
I've
a
heard.
total mess, and I'm sure they'd be asking you
never.
to chime in based on because you
No.
called the game.
I think the crew has too much pride. They wouldn't ask me.
Lou certainly wouldn't ask you.
No, Lou would not. He would try and do it himself, to the detriment of the stats. If
I
it went
think
wrong.
Lou's stats days may be done though. He's
We
an
need
engineer
Lou
now.
back. I was on the stats page, and Lou will be able to tell me. He doesn't have a headset on, but Lou, what do we do after we upload the XML after each game? Where do we go? He knows. You always check the stats page to make sure that every name is bolded and underlined. I came to the stats page yesterday for our pregame script, Nick. We had some names that were not bold and not underlined.
Better tell the SID.
Or I could use my administrative access to fix it. It was not Sam's fault.
Certainly not, but
Certainly not.
I'm sure
all it
I'm
was.
sure everybody's aware that you're no longer in charge of stats.
I don't know about that. Eventually, they'll figure it out.
In-game stats still going to be if there's something questionable.
I'm always there. On my bio, I list myself as a resource for the Athletic Communications Office, which is exactly what I am. I am the play-by-play broadcaster in charge of all broadcasting, and I am a resource for the Athletic Communications Office. If they ask me to host the Finnies again, I'll be there.
And what's your status as far as writing for the website?
None.
Totally done.
The only page on the website that I have any creative control over is the Sportsnet page. Yep, that's it. Meanwhile, Castro is down again as the Red Hawks put together another dangerous attack. Shot blocked there by Hunt as Weibel made a bid for goal.
5 minutes left in the first half.
Dolphins had it briefly, but again, this one is sent toward goal, and Dorr will have to play it along the touchline. We had a lot of good times during my 3 years as the main point of contact for stats, the web, and all of the NCAA and conference submissions, but Nick and I spoke about it previously. It got awfully hectic on game day. I was often torn between two places at one time, having to step off headset. Those days are done. Those days are done, and I am very pleased. Very pleased.
We'll see.
When Matt told me that we had opened the search for a new assistant AD for athletic communications, I got up, grinning ear to ear, shook his hand, and thanked him. I was ecstatic because now we get to do the job, the part of the job that we love, the broadcast. Game day gets a lot more fun when that's your sole focus, as that one is over the touchline for a Roberts corner kick.
So now the big question is, Joe, now that there is an SID, I mean, you technically have no space in the office, right? If you need to pull
Not yet. Not yet.
Are we going to get the storage closet? That seems like a good spot for you.
There's a cross headed away by the Dolphins. So the old storage closet, key number CT40, we often call the room CT40. It's the key that's CT40. That room is now back to being a storage room for SID equipment. So we have a lot of our equipment in there. Those file cabinets in the main office are empty as this cross travels to the center of the box, headed away by Charsky. But I'm getting the space occupied by the file cabinets in the corner of the office.
Ooh, all right. As long as you have access to the printer.
We're going to get a corner desk for me and stick it right in the corner, and that'll be my space when I'm around. And I would suspect on a day like today, I will be in the office to upload the game film post-game for a short time. And if the Dolphins hold on to win, I would create a highlight package from the game using the replays clipped by Lou. And we put that together. We'd do it from the office today, get that out immediately, and then head home.
Yeah, well, rumor has it the CSI Sportsnet Plays of the Week might be coming to the College of Staten Island social media handles soon.
Well, you have access to all of those highlight packages. It has a plethora of replays to choose from, including all of the goals, of course. So feel free to pull from that. If you need the raw files, we'll have to make a shared drive, and I'll upload it each week. Free kick from in close, off the bar, and the net is still empty. The Dolphins are trying to clear it, and they do. That free kick came from inches outside of the 18. I think Dorr got a piece of it, sent it off the bar, and the Dolphins are able to clear.
That could potentially be a nice momentum shifter here, but under 2 minutes left here in the first half.
The Redhawks applying a great deal of pressure late in the half, and Lou, we'll get one more look at that and slow it down. I think Dorr got a piece, but we'll get a look at it a bit more slowly and confirm that in just a moment. May have to wait for this attacking play to develop as the Redhawks move up the sideline into the corner. Dolphins let that roll into the arms of Dorr, so we'll get a look right here. One more slowed down look at it. She got a piece. I don't know how much she affected it because that was a rocket shot, but I think Dorr got a piece and sent it off the bar. Good look from our second camera, in a bit tight. I would suspect by the end of the season we do have a third camera for soccer, but I don't want to make any promises there.
We'll be carding that soon.
Things can move a bit slowly sometimes when it comes to new equipment. Under a minute to go in the first half. Officially 36 seconds remaining before halftime. This is Nagel. Nagel working forward. Short pass, Rodriguez. It's off the mark.
Yeah, at that point, probably should have just took a shot.
O'Donnell played it with the heel, but gave it up right onto the foot of Kearney. 16 seconds to go in the half. The Dolphins have it in the midfield. See if they try to make one last push. They will not, as the final seconds tick off the clock in this first half. Perhaps one more shot for Roberts, but they will run out of time, as that will do it for half number one from Dolphin Soccer Park. Our score at the halftime break, all knotted up at 1. The Dolphins score first to go ahead by a goal, 1-0. Millie Hunt with a long strike from well outside the 18 along the near side. And answering back, it was Kara Choate who delivered the Roberts goal. We will get one more look at that one momentarily as you get a look at that shot by Hunt over Hoffman and in. Perhaps a shot not the intent there. Nonetheless, Hunt delivers her first goal as a Dolphin. And then in response, Roberts controlled possession for much of the remainder of the first half. And we'll get one more look at the Roberts goal in just a moment. There's the front end of that strike by Hunt. And now a look at the score by Roberts from in close. A nice slow motion look at it. Kara Choate with the equalizer. We're knotted up at 1. We'll throw it to a break for halftime. And when we come back, the final 45 minutes in this conference opener. Dolphins and Redhawks tied at a goal apiece.
We've learned a lot from him, and we've probably learned more from him than he's learned from us.
I think they're a real important part in my life. I can't describe it. It feels amazing.
Impact is a national nonprofit that connects kids living with serious and chronic illness with college athletic teams, forming lifelong bonds and life-changing outcomes.
Give me a break it! Break it!
Can I have a hug? What's your favorite subject?
Math.
When you spread the word about Team Impact, you have the power to change lives.
We've learned a lot from him, and we've probably learned more from him than he's learned from us.
I think they're a real important part in my life. I can't describe it. It feels amazing.
Kettle Black on Staten Island, a top 5 wing joint in America by Food and Wine magazine. Serving daily lunch and dinner at the bar or on the floor. Perfect for family and group parties with top shelf drink and delicious food. From great times with good friends. Live sports and watch parties. To Staten Island's hottest nightlife. The Kettle Black features live music and DJs weekly. The Kettle Black features daily and nightly food and drink specials. The best Staten Island has to offer is at the Kettle Black. We'll see you there.
Sports fans, we pack stadiums, arenas, and local gyms every day. And every sports fan is uniquely human. Seeing each play with your own eyes, triggering your own emotions. And as humans, we won't agree on every call, but we can act with empathy and consideration. So put yourself in the official shoes. Be more than a fan. Be officially human. Sports fans, we cheer on our favorite teams at fields, gyms, arenas, and stadiums. But have you ever wondered what it's like to be a referee? Verbal abuse from fans, parents, and coaches is the #1 reason why many referees are walking away. And they're not being replaced quickly enough by new ones. So put yourself in the official shoes, act with respect, and be officially human. Sports fans, we cheer on our favorite teams at fields.
Campuses nationwide, the NCAA is making transformative changes for student athletes. While they pursue their biggest dreams, we're launching new initiatives to help them. Life-changing education opportunities are just the start. The NCAA is providing enhanced mental health services. We're guaranteeing Campuses nationwide, the NCAA is making transformative changes for student athletes. While they pursue their biggest dreams, we're launching new initiatives to help them. Life-changing education opportunities are just the start. The NCAA is providing enhanced mental health services. We're guaranteeing scholarships and tuition and expanding access to healthcare. Visit ncaa.org/change to learn more.
Hobra, a taco joint, Staten Island, where we're proud to have shared our family-first spirit with people from throughout New York City and the world. With indoor dining available both at the bar and on the floor. Or step outside for additional seating and an outdoor bar. Serving beer that's crisp, ice cold, and worthy of a day at the beach. Cocktails that explode with flavor. And great food made with the freshest and healthiest ingredients available. Events feature food and drink specials, live music, and the best of Staten Island nightlife. Your CSI Student ID saves you 10% on your dining order at Hobra. Visit us at 412 Forest Avenue, Staten Island.
Campuses nationwide, the NCAA is making transformative changes for student athletes. While they pursue their biggest dreams, we're launching new initiatives to help them. Life-changing education opportunities are just the start. The NCAA is providing enhanced mental health services. We're guaranteeing scholarships and tuition and expanding access to healthcare. Visit ncaa.org/change to learn more.
Kettle Black on Staten Island, a top 5 wing joint in America by Food and Wine magazine. Serving daily lunch and dinner at the bar or on the floor. Perfect for family and group parties with top shelf drink and delicious food. From great times with good friends. Live sports and watch parties. To Staten Island's hottest nightlife. The Kettle Black features live music and DJs weekly. The Kettle Black features daily and nightly food and drink specials. The best Staten Island has to offer is at the Kettle Black. We'll see you there at the Kettle Black, located on 415 Forest Avenue, Staten Island.
No, I'm right. The podcast that uncovers the origin stories of some of the biggest names in sports, media, and entertainment. Nick Durst here along with Joe Calabrese.
Here we are, 200 episodes later, about 150 episodes with guests, our friends, soon to be your friends.
Well, it's pretty clear, Joe, that it's all about You Know I'm Right, the podcast. That's my You Know I'm Right moment. Wanted to do a podcast. Everyone was like, what are you, crazy? Who's going to listen? You're not going to get guests. Well, guess what? I'm the best when it comes to getting guests. You can vouch for that.
I am so happy that you asked me to do this. I couldn't have been more thrilled. And follow us on socials, check us out. I promise you, if you want to work in media, whether you work in media now, whether you want to quit your job and work in media, come to us, and I promise you, we will get you on the right foot.
That's what it's all about, uncovering the origin stories of some of the biggest names in sports, media, and entertainment. Keep it locked on You Know I'm Right.
Sports fans, we pack stadiums, arenas, and local gyms every day. And every sports fan is uniquely human. Seeing each play with your own eyes, triggering your own emotions. And as humans, we won't agree on every call, but we can act with empathy and consideration. So put yourself in the official shoes. Be more than a fan. Be officially human. Sports fans, we cheer on our favorite teams at fields, gyms, arenas, and stadiums. But have you ever wondered what it's like to be a referee? Verbal abuse from fans, parents, and coaches is the #1 reason why many referees are walking away. And they're not being replaced quickly enough by new ones. So put yourself in the official shoes, act with respect, and be officially human.
Team Impact, we pair kids who have been sidelined by serious illness and disability with college teams from across the country.
What's up, big man? You good?
It's more than a single-day meet and greet or photo opportunity. Our program places kids on a multi-year journey, becoming true members of a collegiate athletics team.
We are
Penn State. From signing day to game day.
I can't describe it. It feels amazing.
Team Impact. All in, all together.
And we are back from Dolphin Soccer Park with about 1 minute to go before the start of the second half. However, Nick Durst got a chance to catch up with women's soccer head coach Alex Mendolia. We're going to run that conversation very quickly before the start of half number 2.
Durst here with Coach Alex. Alex, bittersweet day here for you. Your last game as coach for CSI. Tell everybody where you're heading after this, and then tell us what it has meant for you to be here, be the coach at CSI.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely bittersweet. It's an opportunity for me to join the U.S. Soccer Federation, to work within U.S. Women's National Team programs, and better women's soccer, which I'm really excited about. I think for here as well, it is bittersweet. It's a program that I built over 3 years that I'm really excited about with this year, and there's a lot of potential in this group, and I know that after this game, they're in great hands with my assistant coach Joe, who's been promoted, which will be awesome, and the sky's the limit for this group.
Yeah, you came in at a crazy time when you started, and you steered the ship in a great direction. And talk to everybody about this awesome new field we have here.
Yeah, I mean, we've been waiting a long time for this field. It's a game changer just within our facilities, and especially with how we want to play, but also too recruiting. And by all means, we've been very lucky to get this field back for preseason and kickstart our ECC opener here at home.
All right, well, Coach, thank you for your time. We appreciate all you did here for the program the past 3 years, and best of luck moving forward.
Thank you.
And we are back for the start of the second half from Dolphin Soccer Park. The time on your screen is unofficial. We have a clock issue here at the venue, and that has caused our main venue clock to be turned off. The second half begins with a corner kick for Roberts Wesleyan as they work down the pitch quickly, and the Dolphins were forced to concede the corner. Corner kick on its way. It is a high ball toward the back post, headed by a Dolphin, and that shot attempt not connected on cleanly. Choate looking to try again and committed a foul in the process, but again, our venue clock has been turned off. We are keeping the time unofficially on your screen. That time you see is an approximation. I would say maybe we're a few seconds ahead of where the official timekeeper would have it, but we have approximately 43 minutes to go in this match. Dolphins and Redhawks tied at 1 goal per side. Millie Hunt connecting on her first goal as a Dolphin to give CSI the 1-0 lead. Kara Choate responds off a nice through ball from Elena Weibel, and that got the Redhawks even at 1 goal per side. The Redhawks certainly threatened more than that during the first half, had chances for additional goals. The Dolphins also had some opportunities from in traffic, those coming from well within the 18, but could not connect from in close. Instead, their goal came on a long shot from well beyond the box toward the near sideline by Hunt.
And I want to thank Coach Alex for chatting with me, and he has high hopes for the program moving forward here. He feels like he's leaving it in a good spot, and he's leaving it in good hands with his staff. So good things to come here. Very young squad, bright future ahead for the Dolphins.
Big opportunity for assistant coach Joe Odemiwu. Becomes the interim head coach with departure of Alex. Got a chance to become tight with the women's soccer coaching staff during the process of editing this Top Chef project that I was working on. And throughout the last 3 years, Joe and Alex have been here together since day one, so I've gotten a chance to know them very well.
You always get along with the Joes.
There are a lot of Joes that have come through. But so far, I'm the only one who's still here. As that ball rolls into the attacking third, right on the edge of the box, it's cleared away by the Dolphins, and the Redhawks will throw. But I'd call all the members of that staff friends of mine, and it's been a pleasure working with all of them. Joe and I, of course, continue on as he will become the interim head coach following the conclusion of this match.
Joe may be a future guest on the Dolphin Pod. That'll be the first Joe on Joe interview.
That assumes that there is a future Dolphin Pod. Whether or not the Dolphin Pod returns remains to be seen. I've always contended that now that we have somebody in the office on a daily basis, what we do, they set the agenda, I will shoot it, I will edit it.
What about host it?
Well, I will host it, of course, but
you're not gonna raggle down.
I need to be told who I'm speaking with. Yep. I need to be told when we are speaking
and where.
And we need a plan. There's some sort of plan laid out.
Well, there will be, be a rough, Dolphin Pod, but this couple of student faculty games coming up later in the semester.
We might be able to make exceptions for those.
We know we have.
I don't think they make for a great
volleyball,
podcast.
But the basketball, the staff team got destroyed. I do want to give a shout out to our CSI men's basketball coaching staff, who they just won the 5th Borough Basketball League Championship last week. Coach Tibbs, Kurt, Khalil, and some others. So maybe the staff has a chance versus the students this year. And, if you're there broadcasting it, everyone wants to look good on camera like Nick Pavona did last year, showing everybody how to take a charge.
It's really tough when it comes to those games because for us to have any chance to win, it effectively needs to become the men's basketball coaching staff versus students. And we become spectators. That's what happens. So it's really difficult to strike that balance between getting in there and playing and sitting on the bench and crossing your fingers, hoping we didn't put our team in too big of a hole for the men's basketball coaching staff to climb out of.
I think you put one of us in there with the coaching staff, and we could draw some fouls, play some defense, and let them do the offense.
Once upon a time, I was a pretty good player. Once upon a time. That's a good long ball into the box, and the Redhawks are forced to volley it back the other way to keep it out of a dangerous position. The Dolphins never really had a clear attempt on it. Throw in here for the Dolphins. They'll play it back to Door and net. About 6.5 gone by. Almost messed up my math as the Dolphins have a bad giveaway, and they nearly paid for it.
Redhawks there with a soaring shot, barely missing the post.
Bad giveaway there for the Dolphins, and we saw in the men's game earlier in the week what can happen off of bad giveaways near your own goal, and how involved has Choate been in this one. Has put 3 shots in the direction of goal. One of them, of course, found the back of the net, but she's had a couple more into very, very dangerous positions where the Redhawks easily could have put another goal up on the board. That long ball up the sideline, a bit too long. Roberts with a quick throw, headed by the Dolphins into the midfield. It rolls along the touchline and stays in.
Impressive job by Roberts Wesleyan player there to keep that in.
Good play there by Hammond to break up that pass for Choate. Roberts taking their time, moving in on the 18 now. Chance here for a cross. Nobody home there, but it did end up on the foot of Choate again. Couldn't do anything with it. As no call there on the contact from Vasquez. Dolphins again with it, but Cirinelli was forced to circle back. Vasquez couldn't keep it on her foot. This sent into the box, played with the body by Castro and sent into the air. Big collision at midfield. And Cole was whistled for the foul.
Mia Cole, she was on her first day here in one of our social media videos at her orientation. She got a good laugh out of it and was not too happy, but you know, if she continues to play well here, she could have a lot more camera time in the future.
That ball sent toward the center of the pitch. And the Redhawks take it again. Short pass, top of the box. No shooting lane. There's a good first touch, a cross, and a clearance. That was Elizabeth Miller who sent it through the middle of the box. Roberts still with it on the edge of the attacking third. They play it back into the box. And again, the Dolphins clear. And there's a shot toward goal and saved by Dorr.
What a save by Dorr, as the ball was knocking on the door of the goal there. And she swats it away. Diving stop. And now we'll have a corner kick.
It's been a case of beware the long strike. Redhawks not shy about putting shots toward goal from a long way out. They've also had many chances from in close, one resulting in a goal. Corner on the way. And that one lands behind the frame.
Joe, it's hard to believe this is our first soccer broadcast together since 2022.
It had been a long time for you and I.
Yeah, 2023 I did, I think, 2 games, but I did them with Tyler Clark as my color commentary. And last year I did not do any games.
Yeah, I have to admit, you didn't miss much last year. Those setups were tough. The internet out there really poor.
Yep.
And it was a tough go of it for us, streaming from the second field.
Yeah, well, watching from afar and to now this with the new field here, which is state of the art, I think that the ball moves a lot quicker on this turf as opposed to how it did on the track field turf.
It is, at least from my perspective, so different to see this turf green from end to end, because the original turf had become worn to the point where there was black everywhere.
Black coming out. How old do you think that turf was? Like 10 years at least?
No, I mean, I'm trying to remember if they built the facility around the old turf or if they returfed it.
I think they built it around.
They built it around it?
But how do you like the blue around the edges here?
I think it's a bit off from our blue, but I think it looks great. I just don't think it's the same blue that you would find in our logo.
Right,
I think it's a bit
They should
different.
have took the color code. You could have gave them the exact blue.
Well, I'm sure that they have a set
blue.
catalog of colors,
Right.
yeah. And this was probably the closest.
Yeah, I know. The softball field is done. It's the same stuff around the edges, and I'm pretty sure baseball and the foul territory is going to be blue as well. I think the warning track is blue on the softball field. I don't know if it would have been legal, but they should have just done this whole field blue.
That might be a little much. I think they did well with it. I think it's just the catalog limits you as the Red Hawks have another chance from in close, and they will not score.
Offsides.
Offside flag up. And you could tell by the reaction that goal was not going to stand. Free kick to be taken by the Dolphins goalkeeper. Brianna Dorr sent into the midfield, skips over everybody and finds Mia Cole. Castro taken down from behind, and that draws a whistle. Free kick Staten Island from just beyond midfield. Looks like they told the Dolphins to move that ball back just a bit.
Game of inches.
That one sent into the box, a lot of contact there, and the ball ricocheted all the way back into the midfield.
Incredibly far ricochet there.
That ball sent into the midfield. Cirinelli back to Dorr. And a giveaway by the Dolphins once again in a bad, bad spot, but for a second time they get away with it. Roberts still with it in the attacking third, playing it toward the center of the pitch. There's a left-footed shot blocked on the way in. The attempt there by White. Ball headed along the sideline by Asola. Off the deflection, Asola has it again. Schlee wanted Cole. Cole had to get back on side. She's still in pursuit here as the Red Hawks look to bring it out of their own end.
Ooh.
Cole goes down, trying to take it from Chariot. And now the Red Hawks working quickly. Miller up the near side wing, working toward the box. Crosses with her left foot. Played with the head and cleared away by the Dolphins. Again, Roberts working toward the 18. That shot blocked again. Choate making another bid for goal.
Choate, for sure. If she touches the ball, she's looking to score. But good defense there by the Dolphins.
Another corner for Roberts. They've really piled up the corner kicks in this half. Off the corner, it is cleared away. But the Red Hawks may have a chance to try again. That one played toward the center of the box. Dolphins whiff on that clearance, but on the second try, Hunt gets it out. Throw in. Sent back toward the sideline and over by CSI. Dolphins throw now. A long throw by Castro. Bounces toward the edge of the midfield and is sent right back the other way. Hammond short pass for Thompson. Thompson back to Charsky. And sent over the sideline by White. Headed by Hammond onto the foot of Johnston. Johnston across the midfield stripe, looking ahead, pressured from behind. Forced to circle back. Sola right with her and has the takeaway. Sola looking to work ahead. Now being challenged by a pair of Red Hawks. She goes down over the ball. Contacted it with her knee, but that traveled over the touchline. It will be a Dolphins throw.
Physical contact there. Dolphins maintain possession though.
Cirinelli toward the box. It's a foot race. And Schley had to put the brakes on at the last second, almost collided with Hoffman.
Well, you mentioned in the first half, Joe, really goalkeeper, you have to commit one way or the other. And Hoffman was committed early on that and got the ball.
Commit she did. Didn't have much time to think about it. Red Hawks with it along the far side. Just shy of 26 minutes remaining in the half. And a foul is not called. I thought I heard a whistle. Play on. Red Hawks thought there should have been one. Instead, the Dolphins send it all the way back into the arms of Hoffman.
Joe, you do a lot of broadcasts with no clock. Me, really difficult for me to not judge where we are not in the game.
Well, we do have a very close approximation because we
from
knew.
What you could see, yeah. I think, what are we about, like 30 minutes left?
25.
Okay, so by internal clock's not too far off. You, of course, do so many football games with no clock.
Yeah.
And they're just never ending.
Yeah. Though, to be fair, the high school games do have one. It's
for
the
sure.
semi-pro that do not.
Semi-pro is no
the
clock.
Semi-pro that do not, yeah. Covered high school football last night. We covered men's soccer here last weekend. I then traveled 3 hours to Connecticut, where I was staying ahead of Wednesday's game in Springfield.
Had to see the chant. Had to see the greatest of all time that I've ever seen 17.
I was at Raw on Monday night.
And as you mentioned, the Springfield Arena was same size as the
tank.
As the tank here, yeah.
You know, I'm not sure how much of our audience.
Could you imagine if we had a Monday Night Raw here?
I'm not sure how much of our audience has attended a game in the tank, but those who have attended a basketball game at our facility, they know the size. So if you combine the main gym, which is where we play our basketball games, with the aux gym.
Open it up like they do for graduations.
Exactly. They put the divider down and combine the two. If they do that and maybe throw, I don't know, let's say one more level of seating above what exists. So you have two sets of bleachers on top of each other.
And one more level.
One more level of the same setup. Then you have an arena as big as the one where WWE held Monday Night Raw on Monday.
That is crazy.
So our point is, the College of Staten Island might not be too far away from bringing a big show
next PLA,
onto the premises.
WrestlePalooza 2 next year.
WrestlePalooza 2. Yeah, if you've been watching ESPN this week, you can't escape WrestlePalooza. I'm sure all the non-wrestling fans at this point greatly perturbed with the amount of ads.
We probably should have had R-Truth doing some ads for how to download the Flow Sports app.
That would be some good stuff. That would be some good stuff. I think Danny the Dolphin would be a good candidate.
Yeah,
We could put
Danny
captions.
the Dolphin and the Master Joe Calabrese together.
That would be great.
I think we got to film it.
I think we do. I think we do. And we can post it. I actually think we need to film that. Here come the Red Hawks again on the attack. That would be some good content.
I think we're going to make it happen.
Chance for a shot here. Moving in with some space and shooting wide was Larissa Johnston. We'll get one more look at that one, but Johnston had a chance to give Roberts the lead. And a great chance it was.
I can see it now. The Master Joe Calabrese explained to Danny the Dolphin how to get Flow on his phone.
That would be really good stuff. Now, I thought what we would do instead is have Danny try to explain, but then Joe is his mouthpiece.
That's actually pretty funny.
I think that would be funny. The thing is, though, a lot of the content you see today needs to be short and digestible. Joe would begin to explain how to get on Flow, but then he.
All right. So first thing you got to do, you got to go to the Apple Store. You got to buy a phone. Then you got to sign up with a full explanation.
We're going super detailed. As that shot is on goal, and Dorr got a piece. Another corner kick upcoming for the Red Hawks, but they have been relentless.
Anything in the air today, Dorr has been able to knock down with ease. The goal that was given up was like a little dribbler on the ground that she was just too far away from it.
That's one of those where you have the luxury of being in a position to shoot from point-blank range, and that's a near impossible save for a goalkeeper. You have to guess. Here comes the corner. Toward the back post, headed on goal, but a whistle comes in for a foul against Robertson. What was a quality chance is negated by the foul.
The job, I'm sure we discussed years ago, but did you ever play soccer?
I have attempted to kick a soccer ball one time.
Wow.
And it was during the filming of, it was a segment on this field for women's soccer. I forget what we were shooting.
Coach's show?
No, and the Red Hawks threatening again. We'll wait just a moment as that one is sent toward goal and punched high by Dorr. Another big save for the Dolphins goalkeeper.
Coming off the great goal performance on Wednesday, and now back-to-back games here. The Dolphins goalies really putting on shows.
I believe we were filming a segment introducing one of our new Division II athletes during the first season as a Division II program, and the head coach at the time was on the field with us, and I attempted a penalty kick. I couldn't put one on goal with any velocity from the penalty dot, with no goalie.
All right.
I could only tap it on goal. I don't have that level of coordination.
I think Lou, did you play soccer at any point? Never? Wow.
Baseball for Lou, right?
Lou was a big base. Lou was a slugger.
Comeback
Knocked
kid.
over the fence.
They call him the comeback kid in these parts, you know. That one sent toward goal and sent well wide. I grew up playing baseball in the CYO for St. Rita's, which no longer exists. They combined with St. Teresa, and I think they go by the St. Teresa name now. The parish still exists. The school does not. The building is still there, though. I don't know what that building is used for. It's been there ever since its closure, which I believe came many years ago now.
Did you CCD in there or no?
No, I went to St. Rita's elementary school.
Right. But I'm saying, did they use it for just CCD?
Oh, maybe they do. Maybe they do. Chance here for the Red Hawks, and they circle outside of the 18. Chance for a shot. Instead, that's played through toward the touchline and sent wide of the frame.
Yeah. Just thinking about our youth sports makes me feel like so old. Like, I used to love the days if I'd wake up, have a baseball game at 8 a.m., then go straight to my soccer games.
Oh.
I mean, those were the days.
You were dedicated. The reason I stopped playing, and it's why I have a level of admiration for these collegiate athletes, the reason I stopped playing, Nick, I thought I was too good for practice. I never wanted to practice. I wanted to show up on game day
and play.
And, you know, I felt like when it came to baseball, I was pitcher and hitter. I felt like I could do that. You know, you're a kid. You're not thinking about the other things that go into it and why you need to practice. But once I realized I couldn't get away with only showing up for games, I called it quits. And
That was it.
I developed the basketball skills that I played street ball in front of my house daily for many hours at a time for many years. As the Red Hawks move in again, send one toward goal, but a bit too wide for a redirect on target. But I played street ball in front of my house, I believe, for, I want to say, 5 or 6 years straight, almost daily, weather permitting.
So you had a basket, a hoop.
Yeah.
And now, how did you weight that down? So I had a hoop.
It had the water
fell,
tank on
and
the
then
bottom.
with the water, and then it
Yeah.
was an oval
Yep.
rim after a while.
Yeah. But I think what made me develop a skill set in basketball that, at least at Staten Island Tech, was up there.
Your height.
No, it wasn't that. It was the fact that we played on the basket at over 10 feet because we didn't factor in the curb. So we maxed out the height of the basket, but it was still on the curb. So I was always shooting. I was shooting on a higher basket. And by the time I got to high school and I was shooting on the 10-foot basket again, it was like, wow, this is great. That being said, Nick, I didn't play for the team. I never played for the team. It was all recreational. But my skill set back then, I thought, was pretty solid.
I stopped playing basketball organized in 8th grade, but I played a lot of pickup games in high school.
Yeah, we used to play twice a day in high school, and we would play at the rec center where my cousin lived in New Jersey, now where I live. But we got in, I had, they say you need 10,000 hours to perfect any skill. There is no question that I had well beyond that in terms of pickup, shoot around. I'd go out there on my own basket and shoot around on my own for an hour or two a day.
Wow.
I had a lot of practice. A lot of practice. In less than ideal circumstances. So once I stepped on a court, it felt like the greatest thing ever because I didn't get to play on courts. But nobody wants to hear about my basketball adventures. It's been an exchange of possession in the midfield back and forth for the last couple of minutes. Roberts has had their foot on the gas for much of this second half. And they've had, if I'm not mistaken, all of the shots. We'll get that official tally in a moment, and there could be one more coming here. That one sent high. And again, the Dolphins under threat in that spot. That shot not on target. But in the second half, shots now favor Roberts 10-0. Though, according to our stats, there they are, the 3 saves. I was about to say, I know we had some saves in the second half. I was in the wrong column.
Yeah, Dora with a couple of saves.
Officially 3 in the second half. Overall in the match, Roberts has outshot CSI 20-3. Of those 20 shots, just 6 on goal for the Red Hawks. We are inside of 15 minutes to play as the Dolphins commit a foul right on the edge of the attacking third. Dolphins being waved away.
Get back
from the ball.
The referee says.
I think that's a move made in a bid to buy your defense some time to get set. Yeah, you walk up to the ball. Has that set on goal and an easy stop for Dorr. Big corner kick advantage in this one for Roberts, 7-1. The shot advantage has become sizable here in the second half. And the Dolphins haven't had much of anything on the plus side of midfield in half number 2. We mentioned it during the pregame and again during the first half. This is a team that the Dolphins have played close. They've never beaten Roberts Wesleyan, but the last 2 games, both 1-0 results.
Well, to win this game, CSI's got to do something they've never done against Roberts Wesleyan, that is score more than 1 goal in a match.
We'll get you a look around the ECC as well. Hammond. Short pass to O'Donnell. So we have 8 teams in action in the ECC today. All of them participating in a conference match, the first for each of these 8 teams. Stack visits Damon. We have Roberts visiting CSI here. Deauville visits Queens. All 3 of those games, 12 p.m. starts. And then finally, Malloy visits Mercy. They kick off at 2:30. I mentioned it during our last broadcast, but CSI Sportsnet does hit the road again. For additional soccer coverage, we will have audio only from Stack on October 1st, a doubleheader for the men and the women.
And then you're going to have a trip to Florida, right, for basketball. And
well, that trip has been cut short.
Okay.
So initially it was going to be for both games. Now we're only heading down for one. Big event on Monday the 17th, so had to push that trip back a day, but I will be heading out on Tuesday the 18th.
Well, then we know if Joe Calabrese is going to be driving the men's basketball bus.
It's a good question. I think they have enough assistants where they won't need him.
2 assistants, right?
Yeah, but they could always ask.
Well,
as Castro's down here.
What day of the week is this trip?
The trip for the games are Monday and Tuesday. I would presume that they get out there on Sunday, early Sunday.
I'm not too sure Kurt's going to be able to make those. He works in a school. We'll see. I know his dedication. He probably will be there, but to be determined.
Yeah, my initial plan was to be there for the entire trip, as we'll get one more look at the contact. And, you know, I thought initially that Castro was holding her leg. She was hitting the head with the ball.
Yeah.
But it looked like they were stretching out her leg.
Castro got hit earlier in the head.
Yep.
So she's taking the beating here in this one.
In what is a very unique bit of scheduling, men's basketball opens their season with the Tournament of Heroes first and then heads to Florida after that. And it's right after.
So Tournament Heroes back to Friday this year, I'm assuming?
I believe men's and women's basketball will alternate moving forward, so the men will start on Friday this year.
Saturday, they're going to leave Sunday for Florida, right? So it has to be.
Yep. That would be my guess as to how
So
that
you're not going
unfolds.
until Monday night to Florida?
Tuesday.
Tuesday morning.
Tuesday morning, yeah. As that free kick skipped through a dangerous position, the Dolphins fail to clear. Shot is in. A failed clearance leads directly to a Roberts goal. And the Red Hawks have gone in front by a score of 2-1 with approximately 11:35 to go. Here is one more look. Dorr just couldn't get to it, made the leaping attempt. We'll get the official goal score in just a moment. Tough for me to pick it up from here.
Red Hawks, though, now 2 unanswered goals. And they are ahead 2-1. So we'll have to come back. Dolphins will have to make a comeback bid here in this one to tie it.
All right, so Lou is checking the replay, I believe, to try and get us the goal scorer. Once we have a stoppage, we'll run it back. They don't know who scored it next door either.
We'll have to check with the.
They also have to put the goal up on the board.
People downstairs, yeah.
Yeah, it is really tough to make it out from up here.
We have the worst
another
angle.
chance. Well, we have a pretty bad angle, but I want to say it was Alyssa Hackett as that shot travels high.
Now,
I'm fairly certain
it was
Hackett.
when you were calling games from the field last year? Was it easier to spot?
Much easier.
Yeah,
much easier.
We're just too far, especially with the black numbers. They're really hard to read.
I think it was Hackett. They're getting confirmation from down on field level now.
Castro making her way back to the bench now after the injury before.
She was substituted out. Karina Vasquez came in following the injury. I think they made a phone call down to field level to get the goal scorer,
Well,
so I presume they have it.
That's what you should do. I mean, use your resources.
I think they have it next door. We're just waiting for it to update in the live stats, and then will share
Scoreboard
it.
was
I
updated.
believe it was Alyssa Hackett who scored it. It will be unassisted off the Dolphins giveaway.
Hackett had a lot of good looks the whole game, which is finally rewarded.
They didn't make a pass in between the giveaway and the goal, right, Lou? Didn't think so. That one sent toward goal, but nothing on it, and no attacker in the area. And Nick, I think it's fair to say it's been nothing short of a dominant second half for the Red Hawks. They've had all of the shot attempts, nearly all of the possession time, and the Dolphins just haven't been able to generate any momentum past midfield.
Yeah, well, as you mentioned in the pregame, Dolphins coming into this game have been outshot 86-17, and that trend is going to continue after this one.
And there's a good job by Vasquez to get a piece. Couldn't control it, and that shot wide of the frame. Dolphins have about 9 minutes to net an equalizer. I don't believe they've scored the goal yet on the live stats.
But they're still trying to hold out and figure out who it was.
Here's one more look at that last attempt. I'm almost certain it was Hackett. But that's not because of the number I picked up on the jersey. It's more because of positioning on the field. As the Dolphins look to generate something here. Aggressive run by Nagel, but she's beaten to the spot by Brescia and commits a foul. And that may draw a yellow card. And it will.
Robert's Wesleyan coach asking for the card.
We've touched on it more than once before. The Dolphins haven't had many opportunities to play from ahead. They get that chance in this game, and they just couldn't make that lead stand. Lou's asking me who the goal scorer was. You tell me, Lou.
Luckily for you, Joe, it is no longer your responsibility to figure out who the goal scorer is.
Well, usually what we do, and more often than not, we pick up the goal scorer, especially if it's a Dolphin. But a foul was called against O'Donnell, who ended up down on the pitch. The Dolphins bench can't believe it. This game, the first of a pair today at Dolphin Soccer Park. Part of an ECC doubleheader. Men's soccer takes on Roberts Wesleyan coming up next. Ball with the Sola. Working toward the attacking third, trying to keep it, and could not. Just too much traffic, and the clock is stopped again. Looks like we have a video glitching issue, Lou. Our video has stopped, so let me get a look at that and see what the problem is here. And we're back again. Also, this, I don't know why this is open. This should not be open. Let's get rid of that.
Joe, I think one day they need to film CSI Unscripted.
You don't want to do that.
Behind the scenes with you fixing everything.
I'll be out of a job within, you figure each segment without a break is about 5 minutes. I'd give me maybe 3. Give me 3 segments, and if it's unscripted and uncensored, I'm gone. Game over.
I think you'll still have creative control over what makes the air.
Oh, so we don't do it live?
No, like
Okay.
I'm thinking like WWE style with their Netflix documentary.
I'll do a voiceover, and we'll have the video of what we're doing playing behind my voiceover. This is the stats desk, the bane of Joe Foreman's existence.
Would have been great when Joe Calabrese coming here asking who scored the goal. They still haven't announced the goal.
They gave it to Hackett, which is
we're
correct.
on the air, Joe. We're on the air. We can't tell you anything.
They got it right. They gave it to Hackett. That was correct.
I don't think he announced it, though.
Well, I guess they felt it had...
Time has passed.
Yeah, the time had passed, yeah. A lot of time. Keep in mind the clock on your screen, unofficial, just over 6 minutes to go. I've watched Lou stop it, so I think we should be pretty close.
Hoping the clock is back on for the men's game.
It won't be.
Really?
Unless
New
they change
officials.
officiating crews and they're okay with it. To be honest, Nick, I'm not sure why they had the clock turned off.
Well, I was the first to be informed. The official came to me and said, "Are you an admin here?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "All right, tell them no clock in the second half because there was a glitch and it was 3 seconds off." He told me. I was like, "All right."
It's not off. What happens is each tick on the clock, each second that comes off, doesn't necessarily come off when it's supposed to. So you may not get a second.
I noticed that at the 5 mark, like it was like 40, like at 45 seconds, 15 seconds, or seconds. It was kind of a glitch, and then it would go from 5 to 3.
I thought the clock was stopped during the first half, if you recall, and then it began moving because it was stopped for about 3 seconds.
Right.
So it went from 35 to 32. Rather than going from 35 to 34 to 33.
Yeah.
And
I'd imagine we're going to have different officials.
We usually do.
Because I don't think the men's and women's ones are the same, typically, as far as our license is concerned.
I don't think the clock was anywhere near distracting enough
think
to
the
warrant
clock
turning it off.
Needs to go back on for game 2, and then the officials can just make their decision at halftime.
Yeah, I don't think it's going back on, if I had to guess.
Might never go back on, because I don't know how you would fix that issue.
It's a transmission issue, so my guess is they need a stronger antenna in the scoreboard or in the scoreboard panel.
We'll send you up there with a ladder.
It wouldn't be the first time.
Oh, you fixed the soccer? I know you did the basketball one.
Yeah, well, it would be the first time at soccer. It would not be the first time that I've scaled the ladder.
You have to call Joe Masha to come with the screwdrivers and air horns again.
Yeah. There's a cross into the box. Dolphins hope to clear it, and they do, but not very far. Chance for a shot here, played toward the top of the box. Choate sends it back. Redhawks taking their time, and that shot blocked on the way in, sent skyward.
Redhawks got to feel very comfortable right now, just keeping the ball in the offensive attack mode. No need to score.
Dolphins have it in the midfield. Time running out with under 4 minutes to play. Thompson ahead, but into the arms of Hoffman. Down
Dolphins
went
wanted a foul, the whistle there. Jarrett getting up, asking the official, where's the whistle?
Just over 3 minutes remaining now. Possession with Roberts once again. They send it across midfield, but the Dolphins take control. This is Hammond. Hammond, short pass to Hunt. Hunt working toward midfield. Found Thompson, but she couldn't redirect it where she wanted. Jurek was the nearest attacker. Cole applying some pressure defensively on Chariot, who gives it up. Plenty of room along the near side now. Charsky intercepts that pass off the foot of Catlin. And now the Dolphins again have a chance. Hoffman just got there. The net is empty, and the Dolphins cannot get a foot on it in the midfield.
Hoffman playing a very aggressive goalkeeper in this game, and it's paid off.
Choate hoping for another chance there. Took down Vasquez.
Penalty kick. Wow.
That is shocking.
I thought the whistle was going against Roberts Wesleyan there.
I'm inclined to agree, Nick. We'll get another look at it on replay. And oftentimes, when a penalty is called or a goal kick is awarded in a situation like that, should the foul occur and then the ball roll over the touchline, it is really tough to tell if the official is pointing toward the dot or pointing toward goal. And, Nick, I don't see any way that's a foul on the Dolphins.
Nope.
Not based on that replay.
And this could be it here. And be impacted by the official.
Clock is stopped at approximately 2:09. Jenna Northup will take the PK. And she has a chance to put this game away if she can convert. Big moment for Dorr. Big moment for the Redhawks. And a big save by the Dolphins goalkeeper.
No opening the door there as Brianna is able to stop that. But the Dolphins need to hurry here.
The door slammed shut on that PK. Here's one more look at the big save by Dorr. And despite allowing the 2 goals, she's had a nice game. She's been tested many times. Only 2 have gotten by her. 1 making for a nearly impossible save from in close, and the other just got by as she leapt to make an attempt at a save on the second goal. Under 2 minutes remaining now. Roberts again moving forward quickly. Northup shoots off the post and in. After failing to convert on the PK, Jenna Northup strikes off the far post. It rebounds into the net, and Roberts Wesleyan takes a 2-goal lead. It's 3-1.
Well, that's going to do it here in this one. There's not much time left here for the Dolphins. Looks like officials heading over to the Dolphins bench.
And I think the Dolphins...
Yellow card on Coach Joe. So,
well,
I don't know what that does right now with the Dolphins about the kickoff.
It doesn't do much, but I think he's rightfully upset about the call on the PK.
Yeah.
And probably now, with a 2-goal deficit instead of 1, made his voice heard. I'm inclined to disagree with the call, Nick. I think we can respectfully disagree and still keep it unbiased. But at the end of the day,
Dora made the save.
At the end of the day, exactly, she made the save. So what happened after that really isn't impacted by the call. Dolphins, though, trail by a pair now and may have a chance here. Jurek tried to work toward the center of the pitch and couldn't do it. She goes down.
The whole thing in this game, the Dolphins really couldn't get close in to shoot. The only goal came from very far away, and that was Hunt, who was really looking to maybe just cross it in.
Well, in the second half, the Dolphins had absolutely no time of possession. I think the disparity in shots is indicative of how the second half went. The Dolphins still without a shot on goal in this half, and I'm not even sure they've registered a shot yet.
Yeah, if the Redhawks here can get some possession, I think this game might be over.
Officially 13-0 on shots in the second half, and this game really has been a tale of 2 halves. Play was back and forth in the first half. It wasn't one of those situations where the Dolphins picked up a goal and that is the end of this match. So we were about 30 seconds off in terms of our clock, but for the Dolphins, it is a loss to open conference play. Roberts Wesleyan improves to 1-0 against the ECC to open their conference schedule. And for head coach Alex Mendolia, his tenure as Dolphins head coach comes to an end with this game. Our final score, the Redhawks 3 and the Dolphins 1. Nick, final thoughts.
Disappointment for the Dolphins here, and sad way to end the era here, Alex's era, but he did some great things for the program, especially off the field. But this program is being left in some good shape. As I mentioned before in the game, over 10 freshmen and a bunch of sophomores as well. So his legacy will be felt here for the next few years.
Well, I'm going to head down to the field and shake his hand at the end of his final contest as Dolphins head coach. As for you and I, Nick, this brings our broadcast to an end. We thank everyone who chose to join us on Flow College. From Game 1 to Game 2, we doubled our viewership. Hopefully we can do so one more time here for Game 3. Once again, our final score, Roberts Wesleyan 3 and Staten Island 1. Coming up next, men's soccer takes on Roberts Wesleyan. That's next here on Flow College, now the official home of CSI Sportsnet.